Guys, this is... Oh my word, I can't get any good light here. Right. This is for the oversensitive guys, or do you find yourself being oversensitive about lots of different situations, whether that's your girlfriend or your woman, or not saying the right things, or maybe saying something that kind of offends you, or whether you're in a group, or whether you're in the office and you find a lot of things are offensive, right? Look, guys, how do you deal with that? How do you deal with being oversensitive, right? Well, it comes down to this. You need to stop worrying about other people, what they're saying. It really does come to that factor, right? Because you are letting other people dictate your internal happiness. So, for example, I could walk down the street, okay, let's say in a bloody racial town, okay? Now, this scenario has happened in the 80s at North Shields. I was one of the very few Chinese kids there. Walked down, somebody called me Chingy, somebody calls me Yellow, somebody calls me Jackie Chan's son, okay? Now, I could be dead offended, right? Now, I'm not saying I'm a walkover, but what it is inside of me around then, right, I didn't find it offensive because, number one, I didn't realize back then, right, that was meant to be of an offensive thing, okay? And it kind of has helped me because ignorance is sometimes bliss. But as I grow up, and let's say, for example, my first interracial relationship, meaning like I was one of the first guys in my high school to have a mixed race relationship with a white girl, right? There was a lot of people saying things like, oh my word, like I think the first girl, I won't even name her name, she might see me. No, actually she won't, frig that, right? Her name was Katie. Katie probably overheard people saying, oh my word, that yellow boy. And you know what I did? You know what I did, right? Because I'm happy with myself, believe it or not. I don't need anyone, right? And this has been probably given to me from my mum, okay? Because my mum's like a solid dude. I hope my mum doesn't understand that, like I call her a dude. But it's about the mindset, and it's about how you see yourself. You have to appreciate yourself. And I don't mean in an arrogant way, like the gangsters and all that stuff. I just mean you need to know who you are, meaning, look, I just happen to be a Chinese dude, right? I do look kind of oriental, but at the same time, I've got a lot of just character in me. I've got a lot of things to say about life, and I can make a lot of people happy. And I enjoy having communication relationships with all types of people, right? Dwarfs, big people, fat people, skinny people, ripped people, not so ripped people, religious, non-religious. You know, I happen to just to like life, okay? Happens like the girl that I was dating back then was white, and it was in the early 90s, and they were still kind of like, you know, going, oh, I never know, like yellow people and white people, I never know, what would that make? Lighter yellow, right? Anyway, the whole point is, guys, to overcome being oversensitive is really starts from within, okay? Maybe you need to toughen up. And the next question is, how do you toughen up? By having a better perception of yourself. You don't need to argue with anybody else. You just need to be content from yourself, knowing who you are. I knew I was a Chinese person in a Geordie place, in a white place. Was I hard done by? Well, I don't know, depending on different perspective, but I chose not to be hard done by. And I believe I haven't been hard done by because I chose that path. Obviously, there was racial slurs, but I didn't let that it didn't let that rule me. I just kept on going. I kept on believing people liked who I was. And you know what? It's very funny, belief systems. Because the more you believe in something, the more you would behave in that fashion of what your belief is, and the way you behave, results will happen. So I just happen to think all white people like me, okay, and all kind of like people who sees me, kind of gets to interact with me, likes me, okay. Now I know that's not true. Some people might think I'm a dick, right? But the truth was, it was true. You know, people that kind of like got to know me tend to like me, okay? And that was my belief. And that really helped with everything else. So therefore, I didn't become this oversensitive person that got upset when somebody like, you know, said something bad or they didn't do what I said, right? Because it starts with me, okay? It starts with me. Do I like myself? Of course I do. Do I have time for myself? Yes, I do. Do I need to find validation from other people to make me happy? No, I don't. First validation's from you. And from that, everything follows. Okay, hope that makes sense. It was just a bit of a rant and hopefully it helps someone out there.